Hey guys, it's Smoga and Devo here, and I think this is it. I think this is the final Jungle Cut practice battle session. Oh boy. Tournament video should be coming up very shortly after this, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I have them all up within the same day or two. That would be nice. Yeah, so today, less focus on Wigglytuff and more focus on Vespiquen, a recent swap I considered on my team and I really did like it. Trade off, we get a Noctowl, the gain, no Vigoroth safe switching on you. It's a really great pick too, even a lot of the things it's not supposed to be great against, it does quite amazingly. It's got that Power Gem threat for Noctowl. It gets Lantern down considerably low with those bug bites. It can beat Fortress as long as Fortress is not attacking Rock Tomb, so that's great too. Obviously you got the Vigoroth. Yeah, it's just a great pick despite Wigglytuff and a lot of the poison types coming along. Even beats Venomoth if it lands that Power Gem. So we're going to go check out a few battles with it and see how it actually performs for ourselves. So let's go ahead and jump into those. Alright, so jumping into this first one, we have that Venomoth lead. And let's see what we end up catching with that Venomoth lead. Noctowl, quite unfortunate for me. So I'm going to have to switch out over here. We bring in the Vigoroth safe switch option. He brings in his own Vigoroth, which is pretty fair. Get that double body slam going. First shield claimed, and I think I do have CMP, so I can get the second one as well. Yeah. I could shield here, but I choose to let Vigoroth go. Somehow he hangs in, despite my efforts. I have two shields here, so what I can do is try to farm down this Vigoroth. I know I can take one body slam, but I kind of want to keep Moth a little healthy here. And then once I get rid of his Vigoroth, I can try to play around the Noctowl with Zone if I'm lucky. Take that second body slam. Then I do knock out the Vigoroth there with Confusions. Go for a Poison Fang expecting Noctowl to come back. It is knocked, so I get a little bit of chip on it. Then I have Zone, but he switches in Venusaur. I will shield because I want to keep Zone as healthy as possible. And now Venusaur can catch this Flash Cannon, farm up a little bit of extra energy actually, and I just let loose. Go straight for that Flash Cannon and knock out that Venusaur. Now I just have to get this Wild Charge off on Noctowl, and we'll take that thing out too. Vanquish Zone is incredibly amazing once you have it set up in the right position. So finally with that Vespiquen, knocked and Vespiquen and Vig in the back. We lead knocked into his own Vespiquen. Pretty awesome. He's going to have to switch out into Vigoroth, but I play that way too, so I have my Vespiquen able to switch back into that Vigoroth. I choose to piggy him a little at the jet. He gets off that body slam. And he gets a second one, but I'll take both. Then I get my X-Scissor off almost, just trying to farm some more energy. So I'll go for my own X-Scissor. Get that first shield. I'm going to shield here, of course, it's about time. Then I will get my second X-Scissor off after a little bit of over-farming. That, and then Bug Bites will knock out the Vigoroth there. Even shields, but an okay advantage here. I can get another X-Scissor off on Lantern even. Then I'll switch out into my Vigoroth. He switches a bit late though, so I can get a nice amount of energy on my own Vigoroth, and I know I can take an X-Scissor. They don't hit incredibly hard, so I'll go for a Body Slam here. Second one as well. I just want to get this shield from him, but I don't quite want to burn my own, especially not versus Vespiquen when this is not a great matchup for Vig. Can I get this final shield here? I think I can, so I choose to shield my own Vig and go for the body slam. Just a second. Push very, very closely there. Get that final shield, and I do have another body slam because I farmed it up. Really close, but we managed to take out his own Vespa Queen. Then I switch out into my own Vesp. Trying to get a little bit of chip, but it's pretty futile. I bring in Noctowl, and he gets a Thunderbolt off on me. But some magic is about to happen. Get this Sky Attack off. Do a nice amount of chip. And then I just have to get to a second Sky Attack here. And Noctowl manages to just hang on there quite amazingly and get off a second Sky Attack. If only that could happen in a tournament setting. So next match we have that Noctowl lead and the Vespa Queen in the back again. Vespa Queen's great even with Wigglytuff flying around everywhere. It just has such great matchups, and even with its bulk in bad matchups, it's able to sometimes pull off some crazy situations. So we lead Noct into Vig. When piggybacking existed, this was a little bit more fun to be in. Just try to wait for him to do a move first. Take one body slam, no problem. Then I go Sky Attack. Try to burn a shield or get some kind of advantage. It's close, but I choose not to shield. And I'm actually still able to get to a second Sky Attack, which is quite amazing. Get that shield there. And his Vigoroth is pretty low, and I've still managed to retain 2 shields on him. So Vespa Queen's going to come in now. I'll take these body slams like they're nothing. He bails out of there, which is the correct move, but now I can bring in my own Vigoroth. I know I could take a Sky Attack, but I choose to shield anyways. I want to farm him up a little bit more here. I overfarm a bit just so I can body slam twice, and I'm hoping that I just knock him out. But does get to another Sky Attack. I'll take this one. And then I will actually try to chip him down a little bit, getting kind of greedy here. But now I will go for this body slam just to ensure he cannot get another Sky Attack off, and I can keep my shield. I'm at another body slam here, so I can launch it off free into whatever comes in. Brings in Venusaur. I might have swapped in my own Vigoroth to sack it at that point, but it's no problem. Can't get to another body slam, unfortunately. But I have a Vespa Queen in on a Venusaur and a Vigoroth, so this is pretty great for me. Get that final shield, and I definitely don't want to take Sludge Bomb. So I'm going to shield. Like the right play, I think. Brings in Vig, but it's not anywhere near strong enough. No health left, and then I get my final X-Scissor off on Venusaur here. Take it out. Vespa Queen putting in a ton of work. So we're going to go with that familiar 3 again, the Trio of Dreams. Venomoth, Big, and Magnezone. We lead Venomoth this time into Lantern. Not the greatest position to be in. Venomoth can pull out some crazy things versus Lanterns at times, but not in the lead setting. So I'll farm up some energy and switch out. Obviously have to shield his Thunderbolt, but because he stayed in long enough to try to get that Thunderbolt off, I'm able to push for quite a crazy advantage here. So I know I can tank a Body Slam at this range. So I will, and then I'll just go for my back-to-back Body Slam, trying to even up our shields now. Get that first one, and then I get a second shield. Or sorry, get a second Body Slam off. And do a nice amount of damage to the Vig. Now we can knock each other down some counters. I choose to just go Confusion and take out the Vigoroth. Now I got a Silver Wind ready. And a little bit of extra energy. Or about 2 Poison Fangs probably, but go Silver Wind. I thought the Lantern would come in, but I unfortunately catch the Noctowl. Magnezone, he's not switching out fast enough, so Magnezone's farming up a ton of energy. I don't think he has any energy left on his Lantern. He actually chooses to take that Wild Charge. Bad move there. And now it's me versus his Noctowl. I'll shield because I can. Go for this wild charge, but I think he gave up at this point, so he lets the wild charge come through. And I'll take out that knocked owl. Jumping into the last one. Going to switch things up a little bit over here. So we lead on knocked owl into his lantern. Quite horrible matchup. I make a mistake. I switch to Venusaur, the hard answer, but he makes a quick switch. So he ends up misplaying into this Venusaur. I should have just switched in my own Vigoroth, which is what I think he expected. I might have actually misclicked my Venusaur, but it's whatever. Worked out for me. Now I can try to get some energy up on the Vig. Gonna have to shield here, unfortunately. But this Vino will let me farm up a nice amount of energy. Can't bring in Lantern, so I get to find out what's in the back now. Knocked out, I go for Sludge Bomb. That's kind of what I expected to come in. Get that final shield, which is great. Desperately trying to push to another Sludge Bomb, but I can't make it. So now I can bring in my own Knocked Owl. Try to even out the playing field. I'm not going to burn any of my shields here versus Knocked, because then Vig's going down to a Hydro Pump on land. I just want to do enough damage to make it low enough to get farmed by Vig. So, not going to shield again. That Sky Attack's going to do a decent amount of damage, but I am able to get off another one right at the end there as well. And it's actually enough to knock out his own knock, so then I'll switch out to Vig. Oh, actually I get knocked down with the Water Gun damage too quick. But we both still have a shield. Vigoroth has its matchup regardless. I'm just kind of waiting to see what he does. Piggybacking. Rip. Go for a Body Slam. Figure why not. Not really anything risky. He shields. So I say okay, and then I decide to build a Bulldoze. This is when you use Bulldoze. It only took us all season to figure out when. But we will knock out the Lantern and take that match. Alright, so that's going to wrap it up. No more Jungle Cup practice videos. It's all done. Unless we get some for the Mare Cup. You never know, I guess. But for now, we're all done. The next content for Jungle Cup should be the tournament footage. Possibly my remote, but most definitely my local, so stay tuned for that. Hopefully I'm also able to get my freestyle out to you. We're still in the middle of that too, but yeah, it's been a very long jungle and freestyle remote time. Like, we've basically been doing it for 2 weeks or so now. Some people have been slacking with matchups, so I'm very excited just to get it over with. And then get that content out to you soon. I actually have a ton of Mirror Cup practice videos recorded. The first few I bumped out, I'm going to be pretty awful with the new charge move stuff, but I'm excited to sit down and do a mass edit on those as well as soon as I have time after this Jungle Cup stuff. Unfortunately, because of the timing, how long it's been taking for the remote tournaments and the timing of my actual local cup tournament, there may be some delay getting out this tournament video and all the other stuff, but I'm working on it as best as I can. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. Follow me on Twitter, links in the description. If you liked the video, leave a comment, drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, I always appreciate it. Take care for now, guys.